This episode is proudly brought to you by the members of the You Run Podcast Network. All shows can be found at yourunpodcast.com, so go and find your new podcast addiction today. Mark, I found something really interesting this week. Do you know the rules for women are the exact opposite for Gremlins? So for a woman, you should never keep her in the dark about everything. If she wants to eat after midnight, you have to make it happen. And the goal is to keep her as wet as possible, as often as possible.
Why?
It's Christmas time, it's the time to be afraid. It's Christmas time, it's time to talk about being named. And on this podcast of horror, we'll spread a little fear. Watch a horror movie now and grab a beer. And then Scott mentions the actress's boobs, followed by Mark saying, come on, dude. This is the place to have fun and say a curse or two. You Run Podcast Horror Movie Review. Watch a horror do it, now it's Christmas time. Watch a horror do it, now it's Christmas time. Watch a horror, then listen to a great fun review. Run Past Christmas. Do it now, it's Christmas time. Do it now, it's Christmas time. Watch a horror, then listen to a great fun review. Run Past Christmas. You Run Podcast Christmas.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Hello and welcome to the You Run Podcast Horror Movie Review. My name is Scott.
My name is Mark.
And I'm going to start this week by apologising for the terrible echoey audio we've had over the last couple of months. I'm hoping now that my mic is on the right setup. I have put it back on the stand and put the diffuser on it. I have all kinds of blankets and shit hung up over here. But the audio is less hello, and more hello.
I haven't listened back. Is it really bad? Or is it just you? Because you're a very, very picky person. So I'm sure it probably wasn't something anybody else even picked up on.
It's one of those things that no one else complains about. But when I hear it back, it just fucking grates on me. It's something that it's a pet peeve. And I will continue to, like, if I have to sit here and put the whole of this just like in a tiny little box and line it with like blankets, I will do that to make the audio. Bubble Boy.
I get it, man. I get it. I listen to this podcast. I'm not going to name any names, but they have like more than one host on it. So there's like, I think there's about 4 or 5 of them. And all they do is talk over each other. 2 or 3 of them have got terrible microphones. And I'll be honest with you, by the time I get to the end of like an hour and 40-minute episode, I genuinely get a headache. I'm like, I don't know why I listen to this show because it just drives me nuts. And you'd think the people who make that show would probably be like, this sounds shit, lads.
Yeah, see, I do. And it's always bugged me. And yeah, when audio's not right, I always have like, I listen back and edit and I sit there going, oh, what can I do to fix it? And I literally sat here the other day and I recorded almost an hour of me sound testing and like doing different things and putting things in different places. And like,
you should have videoed that and put it on Patreon because that sounds like a hilarious video to watch you just talking to yourself with different blankets.
Talking to myself with different blankets and then like stopping it, downloading it, listening to it and go, for fuck's sake, where is that echo coming from? Anyway, we are a horror movie review podcast that release episodes every single Monday. They're completely picked by you on our Instagram page, which is at You Run Podcast. We give you a full deep dive into the movie in no particular order, detailing the things we liked, things we didn't like, and sometimes it goes off the rails and we talk about Rolf Harris and Asian Santa Claus. This week we dive into a movie that we covered, or we didn't, I covered in the very first season of the show. It was a Christmas special that I done with Lisa, one of Lisa's 2 appearances. When we were early days, it's like, I know no one who can talk about horror. Lisa, can you come on the show, please? And it was like, I love you, so I will do it. And she hated this film, and I'm still not sure, even 4 years later, if I've forgiven her for it.
Are you sure you want to marry her?
Do you know what? It really puts her like, there's something.
Yeah, that's a stumbling block, man.
It's a real red flag. I'm not going to lie. Today we dive into a movie that I absolutely adore. Mark adores. I'm sure all of you listening adore. It is Gremlins, and I'm going to play the Gremlin sound again because I love it. Where do you want to start with this fabulous, arguably the greatest Christmas horror ever made?
I mean, first off the bat, I want to talk about director Steven Spielberg and how the fuck he manages to get away with this shit. Because this is advertised towards children. I've never known another director be able to put something out that is very clearly a horror movie and advertise it and market it and get away with it being like this movie. I watched it the other night, and it's been the first time I've watched it in a couple of years, which is quite an embarrassing statement for me to make. And I was sat there and I was like, how has he got away with this again?
Steven Spielberg literally walks in and goes, "That you see that they're Gremlins, yeah, it's a PG. You don't need to watch it.
Don't get it."
He is the first original. Trust me, bro. It's a PG.
But I was thinking, I was like, oh man, I can't wait till my kids get a bit older, and I'm thinking like 5, 6, and I can show them Gremlins. I'm not showing this to a 5, 6-year-old.
Jack watched it for the first year this year.
And how did he find it? Because, like, I mean, I get it, like, as an adult, and I don't get me wrong, I watched it as a child, but I grew up in an era where this was normal. Do you know what I mean? To show kids stuff like this. I don't think the fairy tale land that my children live in would be able to digest Gremlins.
Jack is very easily distracted. Like, Jack is... Have you seen the movie Up?
No, but I've read. So we have like this Disney collection thing of books in our house, and we've read more Disney books than I've watched. So
okay, so you know the dog Doug, the one that's going along and he's mid conversation goes squirrel.
I'd see this is the thing. The book doesn't have those tidbits in it. I'm aware of Doug and he can talk human.
Yeah, so he gets distracted. Like if he sees a squirrel, he'll just turn his head and go squirrel and stop engage. That's Jack. I put this on for Jack, and Jack was very disinterested until the box returned home and Gizmo first popped up. Jack put down whatever toy he was playing with and sat next to me, and he was locked in.
Yeah,
like proper.
I can imagine.
When Gizmo's driving the pink little sports car, he's like,
I'd forgotten about that as well.
Get him. and the same again, like when the mum like realizes all the gremlins are in the house, Jack's like, "What's she gonna do?" I'm like, "It's a mum. Should do what a mum does." And like when she sticks it in the microwave, he's like, "Yeah, turn it on."
But like for me, that scene when I watched it is truly terrifying.
Yeah,
it's very, very violent and very, very scary. You couldn't show that to a child.
Well, I did.
Well, I know you did. But you're a bad parent.
It's still a PG. I'm allowed. Parental guidance.
This is the thing. I know. You see, my wife. I think even my wife would be like turned off by this movie. I can get why Lisa was like, "Yeah, this is fucking stupid." My wife wouldn't tolerate this. She'd be like, "No, you're not showing that to the kids." And I'm like, and I get it because I wouldn't feel comfortable enough to show it to my children anyway, because they're just wet. I've bred wet children. I'll be honest with you. They just do not like stuff like this. I remember a couple of months ago, like Halloween's becoming quite a big thing here in the UK, bigger than it ever was when I was growing up, to the point where like stores on the high street and stuff are decorating their windows very elaborately, and using like scary decorations. And walking my child through town, I remember her getting terrified by this one animatronic toy that just fucking moved and laughed and cackled. To me, I thought it was hilarious, but she was mortified by it. And I had to spend the evening putting her to bed, explaining to her that it wasn't real, you know, otherwise I'd have been up all night with her. So I think showing her Gremlins would literally keep me awake for about 3 months. But how does Steven Spielberg get away with this?
I genuinely don't know, because it's not the first or the only movie he's done it with. It's like this, Jaws, Poltergeist, like the list.
Barring the lack of nudity, this is no different from Ghoulies.
No, it's near as damn it the same movie, just without tits.
Exactly. This is what I mean, because he doesn't put nudity in his movie and foul language, which, to be fair, this has the occasional beep word. I just don't understand how he gets away with it, man. I really don't. And it baffles me every time I watch a Stephen King movie that I remember Steven Spielberg movie that I remember watching as a child and going back to it as an adult. And again, I don't know whether it's because these are the things I didn't pick up on as a child. So I don't know whether it's when he does it, he's like, oh yeah, children are not going to focus upon this, but it also makes it entertaining for the adult. Do you know the same way you watch like Toy Story?
Yeah.
It's a children's movie, but you can also enjoy that on a different level as an adult because there's a lot of adult humor scattered throughout that goes over children's head. You know, and I don't know whether he films
don't ever
his
touch
movies.
A spaceman's helmet.
You know, and I don't know whether he does that with his movies, you know, because I view this movie entirely different to what I did when I was 8, 9, 10. You know, it didn't even comprehend to me that the Gremlins were scary.
No, and I don't think it did with Jack. Like Jack watched this, he had a couple of moments where he was like, oh, like he got the bit in the classroom where the gremlin comes up and grabs his hand.
Yeah.
Like Jack was near enough sat on my shoulder, which I thought was fucking hilarious. He literally went, ah!
And I think, to be honest with you, it is that middle segment. You know, that's the one that really made me bring this question to light, was the middle segment where they go into the pupas and they erupt in the classroom and then the first attack on the mum. I was like, this is fucking heavy stuff, you know. After that, it comes a lot more comedic.
Yeah.
And it does soften the tone slightly. But I do think that particular bit in the middle where the tension's really building, it's genuinely horrifying, and it's stuff straight out of a horror movie, in my opinion.
It really is. And I think one thing I do want to talk about is I want to talk about the terrible use of stereotypes in this movie. And I want to do it in a respectful way, especially after what we done last week with Asian Santa. So let's talk about the guy who runs the Chinese Oriental shop.
Yeah.
Did you just bang a gong? What did you do that for?
Oh, dude. See, the thing is, like, I was on one of those things. I was like, oh, is that Mr. Miyagi from The Karate Kid? Oh, no, maybe it's the Asian dude from Tremors. Oh, no, maybe it's the guy who was partnered up with Chris Tucker in Rush Hour. Oh, you guys look alike. I'm not helping our cause here, I'll be honest.
No, like, as much as we're making a joke about it, it is the most stereotyped Chinese person I have ever seen in my life. Like, long wispy beard, the long pipe, like even the bit that he makes a joke about, oh, you don't want to have dragon breath, and they hit a gong, and I'm like, oh, like I'm cringing as they're doing it. I'm like, I'm laughing at it, but I'm laughing at it from a very different place now to where when I was a child, I was like, oh, that's hilarious. They're making fun because he's Chinese and that's funny. Now I look at it and go, oh, dude, it's so wrong. But it's almost like the South Park level of funny. It's gone so far past the line now that I can't help but go, oh, that's bad. I'm gonna laugh.
Again, though, it's one of those, like, it's fucking hilarious. And like, who's being offended by it? Because like, I don't think Asians in particular are offended by the intro and the stereotypes that I used in Gremlins. And are we being offended on their behalf? And again, is that half the problem, you know? And that's what annoys me about stuff like this. Because for me, I just thought, and you know, I don't watch a lot of Asian movies, but I can only imagine that there is a similar sort of typecasting towards white men in their movies.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And if you are one of our Asian listeners, we have 2% of our listeners in China. Please feel free to call the show. If you call in Chinese, I will stick it in AI and translate it into English so we can play it on the air. And I won't even add a dodgy accent to it. I will fully Americanize I will dub you.
I'll just send a letter and I'll read it out in an Asian accent.
Puppetry work in this is phenomenal.
Yes. Yeah. You know me, I'm a big practical guy, and I loved what they did. The only thing that really caught me off guard in particular, which hasn't aged very well, and I still love it because of what it was that scene where they come out of
the cinema.
They come out of no, not the cinema. They come out of the YMCA, and it's the first time he's had the mass breeding in the swimming pool. And you see them
going down the road.
They're all going down the road. Yeah. And I'm like, Wow, that's not aged very well at all. But I love it because it's an artistry that I like. You know, they're all stop motion coming through up the street, and you can see the lamppost light sort of. They gradually start walking into the light. There's more and more and more of them. And I'm like, whoa, that looks a bit rough, but I love it. But if there was anything that I would pull this movie apart on, it would be that particular scene. But I never remember that standing out to me 10 years ago when I watched it.
No, it definitely didn't to me either. I think one thing that stands out to me is how good, not so much the Gremlins, but Gizmo in particular, the level of control over his mouth and his eyes. And it's not just a case of he moves his mouth and goes, Mogwai. He shows emotion with his lips and with his eyes and with his face. Like the bit where he jumps in the car and he's like, ah, like that is fucking brilliant.
It is, but I don't like the Gizmo in this movie, and that's only because I know how improved he is in the sequel. Like, if I could take the look of Gizmo from Gremlins 2 and put him in the first movie, I would do that all day long because he is a far superior. Not only he's a softer looking Gizmo, he's a cuter looking Gizmo, but the animatronics are so much better than what they are in this one. And I don't hate this movie for what it is, but I watch this movie and every time I look at Gizmo in Gremlins 1, I'm always like, oh, you look so much better in Gremlins 2.
Yeah, in fact, all of the Gremlins look better in Gremlins 2, not just Gizmo, all of them.
They do, yeah, but it's Gizmo in particular, and the look and the character. Like he's a much softer character. Like in this first one, he doesn't. He looks more, just more like he doesn't have that cuddly soft. Gizmo, you know, like. But in the second one, he's a lot softer in his face.
Yeah,
everything looks more Disney, if you will. But I love the Disney gags in this when we get to the cinema later on. But
yeah,
it's brilliant. But I do always find that Gizmo looks better in the second movie. And when I do go back and watch the first, I don't watch the second movie very often at all.
I watch it more than this.
I know you do, and I think that's a really weird thing to do. But I do think he looks far superior in the sequel.
Yeah, see, I think 90% of the Gremlins 2 budget was used on the cocaine they were sniffing in the production office and the writer's office for that movie. That's why I love it. It's literally, you look at it and go, that was a cocaine-fueled conversation at 3 o'clock in the morning. Wouldn't it be cool, right, if like the Gremlins interfered with the whole movie and then like Hulk Hogan told them off? Can we afford Hulk Hogan? Yeah, we can afford Hulk Hogan. That's how I picture that whole movie was made, and it made me so happy.
The problem with my issue with Gremlins 2 is I just don't feel it's as Christmassy, and it's not because it's set on New Year's Eve. But that's what I love so much about this movie. And as soon as I put it on, and it was like Christmas, I was like, oh, do you know what, man? I'm in. I'm fully in now. This is amazing. This is what I needed to kickstart my Christmas season. And it just gave me that really nice, warm feeling inside, just from the opening credits alone, you know. And I don't get that from the sequel, you know. I don't get that sort of justification of the time period. And I feel like that's why Gremlins 1 will always stand the test of time above Part 2, in my opinion, because it's very seasonal. You don't sit around and be like, oh, I'm going to watch a New Year's Eve movie, you know.
No, I do watch Gremlins at Christmas and Gremlins 2 at New Year's. I love Gremlins 2 when I'm like, if we're having a New Year's Eve party this year. We haven't had one for a couple of years, but Gremlins 2 is something that I will stick on in the background while I get ready and while I have a couple of drinks. I'll like set out all the food and stuff, and I'll turn around and go, how much drugs did they do before they agreed to do that? And then I'll carry on. I love Gremlins 2.
I'm having a New Year's Eve party this year, and I'm curious to know how different our New Year's Eve parties are going to be. What's your guest list for your New Year's Eve party?
Just friends and family.
Yeah, but like I'm talking numbers.
We've got 40.
Yeah. See, I have another couple, and that's it. And I'm like, that's a lot. We're having basically like a dinner party, and it's like our kids and they're bringing their children, and we're having New Year's Eve party at my house. I'm like,
no,
too many people, man. That's one too many people, in my opinion.
We've got 40 adults, I think 12 kids.
Fuck that, dude, man. That is absolute. The cleanup after that shit on New Year's Day it just doesn't warrant it, in my opinion. I'm like, people are coming round. I'm like, well, if they're coming round and I'm cooking tea, they're washing their own pots before they leave.
Let's talk about
Dad.
the deadbeat dad who makes his son work and earn the money for the house because he's a failed inventor with no get up and go to get a job. He's on benefits. He's an absolute scumbag and I hate him.
I kind of like the dad, you know what I mean? I empathize with him a little bit.
He doesn't do anything and he lets his son go to work and pay all their fucking bills while he tries to sell some shitty bathroom scrub your ass buddy. It's awful.
I know. But the reason why I like him so much is because he's trying, you know what I mean? And he's following his passion, you know? And I think that's one thing that's really important in life is like, you can live your life in a dead end job and pay your bills and get by, or you can strive to be something that you really want to be and follow your passion. He's like, his passion is an inventor and he wants to create these things and he wants to, I wouldn't necessarily say change the world because he's not doing it to change the world. He's doing it to financially better his situation. But I encourage that shit, you know? He's fucking shit, man. He's shit. He must have knocked that shit on the head like 2 years ago. But my point is, he's like, good for you for trying your best.
I love his
I don't get this trope. I don't get this trope from this era.
What, of Inventor Dad?
Inventor Dad was like a massive thing with movies. It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And off the top of my head, I can't think of many others, but I know there is fucking an arsenal of them that came out around this time. It's like deadbeat fucking Inventor Dad constantly working away, trying to create this next step in revolution with his inventions.
Do you know what
I think it was a weird time.
I think it was they had ideas of things they wanted to put in the movie, like certain effects and certain things that would go wrong. And the easiest way to do that was to add an Inventor Dad. Like, for example, the scene with the orange juicer in this film is fucking hilarious. And I know that the poor actor who plays Billy literally got fucking showered in orange juice and pip and pulp. And like his reaction when it like splats him in the face, he's like, oh my God. Like, that's genuine. And I think they wanted that scene. It's like, how do we get from he's going to juice some oranges to he's going to be covered in it without introducing the Gremlins yet? Inventor Dad. How do we get the dad to go to the weird Chinese shop and buy Gizmo? He's there to sell his inventions. How do we get the dad out of the picture while the Gremlins attack the mum? He's at an inventors convention on Christmas Eve. That's it, sorted. Like, every problem they've had is like, underline, he's an inventor, that's why.
Yeah, it's just really weird, man. It's a weird trope. It's like, it's always, dad's are very successful. He's always working away. He's never home, you know, and he's doing this, he's doing that. He's an inventor, you know, and it's, I mean, I don't know. It might have been like that in the 80s, but it certainly weren't the 80s that I remember.
It was a very entrepreneurial time.
It was that's what I mean. It's like everybody was auditioning for Dragon's Den in the 80s, and that's what was like really bizarre to me. I'm like, I don't know anybody who does this, like anybody, yet it's such a big thing in movies in the 80s that everybody seems to be doing this sort of revolutionary, I'm an inventor.
Yeah, which again works for this movie and definitely works for this time period. Billy, I like Billy. Billy's just your genuine nice guy. I like his dog. Billy and his dog are fine. I hate Mrs. Deagle, but I meant to, and we'll get to her in a minute. I'm in love with Billy's mum. Like, when I was a kid, she was just the mum. Now I'm the same age as Billy's mum. It's like, I would marry that woman.
No, I feel very sorry for her, man. I just want to pick her up and cuddle her. You know, she's downtrodden. Her husband's a dick. She's waiting on her son to provide for them, and it's just like, just grow a backbone, woman. You know?
No, see, I'd just swoop her away from all of that madness and take her away, and she could be the kept house woman, and like everything would be wonderful. Like, I love Billy's mum. She is the best character in this. Her character arc from downtrodden mum who eye rolls every time an invention breaks to I'm gonna kill every motherfucker on this planet. That character arc is fucking amazing.
I do love when she goes all Sigourney Weaver. It's a cool scene, but I'm not a big fan of her. So I'm not. I don't like her in this movie. I just think she should be stronger than she is. If I'm all honest with you, she annoys me.
She killed
The
more
shit she puts
gremlins
up
than
with.
anyone else combined.
Yeah, agreed. But like the shit she puts up with before all that, I'm like, what are you doing, woman? Please, like, be better.
That's the soundbite, woman, please. Nothing else. I'm just going to take that and put it on the internet. That's how we get listeners to this episode. Mark's comments on the mum from Gremlins, woman, please.
Brilliant. Just what I need.
Let's talk about Mrs. Deagle.
Yep.
She is, I don't care what anyone says, and I've not looked into it, she is completely ripped off of Ebenezer Scrooge. She is a female Scrooge, and I don't know who the actress is, but she does it so well. That bit where the family are outside going, we're going to be a little bit late. She's like, well, you and Tiny Tim are going to be cold this Christmas. I'm like, oh, you fucking bitch.
I guess you know what to ask Father Christmas for.
She says it to the kid as well.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. And the problem with that scene in particular is that family never goes anywhere, and they come in again when she's asking the bank manager, please help us, give us some money, give us a loan, this and the other. He's like, no, we can't, unfortunately. She gets no justification. It's like, she's cold this Christmas.
Yeah, which is horrible. But Mrs. Deagle does get her full comeuppance when Gremlins are out. Like, that's one of my favorite scenes, the Gremlins carol singing and then getting in a house and like the fucking turn up of the speed of the stair lift. A stair lift goes about 85 miles an hour, just fucking launches her out of her window into a car. But again,
as a kid, I was like, oh, that's funny, ha ha. But this time I'm like, oh shit, bitch is dead. And her feet are just up in the air out of the snow. I'm like, yeah, she's definitely dead. And then they kill the couple previously with the snowplow. And I'm like, oh, they're dead too. Like, more people die in this movie than Jaws.
They really do. Also, the school teacher, like, he needs a serious talking to. So when the Mogwai get wet and they go into their pupus phase or pupae phase, Billy takes one of them to the school. And this is where the teacher's like, oh, I'm not going to tell any government agency. I'm just going to keep it in my classroom and look at it and experiment on it. Like, the fuck? Surely there's like, I found a brand new species. I should probably call someone. And the whole movie's like this. Like, there is a brand, like, when they first see the Mogwai, the dad's like, oh, it's a new species. I've never seen it before. Do you not think you want to like go and ask someone about it, like take it to a pet store or like try and find out something about the animal you've just bought? And like no one does, like not even the teacher who's educated in like anatomy. He's a science teacher, he's a biology teacher. He's like, oh, this is like something I've never seen before. It's going through a metamorphosis. At no point does he go, do you know what comes out here might be pretty fucking bad because that shell it's in looks pretty skank. He's just like, oh, I can't wait to see what it is. What the fuck?
But this is one of my biggest issues with the movie. Billy's a dick. Billy is an absolute dick in this movie. Like, he has no affection for
Kate.
No, we'll get to that later. No, for Gizmo. He's like, doesn't give a fuck. Like, he's a nothing little pet.
He drops him on his head and cuts his head open the first day he's got him.
Yeah, and then like he spawns a shitload of them. He takes one of them to his teacher and he's like, keep it. I've got fucking loads. Don't worry about it. And then him and his dad have a conversation. He's like, this is it. We're going to spawn them. We're going to make 1 million. All the kids in America are going to want one of these. I'm like, fuck off, guy. Clearly this is a bad situation.
They've become breeders for Gizmo. They just go lock him on a table and drop pipettes of water on him periodically as they need to sell them.
Exactly. And the thing is, like Billy's treatment of Gizmo throughout the first 2/3 of this movie is just awful.
Yeah,
and I don't feel like his justification towards the end of the movie, where he stands and fights, is enough to warrant his previous behavior on the build up to it. I think Billy's a bad character.
He is, and his lack of care and attention to Kate blows my mind. When she has a sort of heart pouring out about her dad who tried to climb down the chimney. And
how grim. How
yeah.
grim is this, man?
He come down the chimney to deliver his presents, and he wasn't there Christmas morning. And then there was a smell, and then the firefighters found him in the chimney dressed as Santa.
He
And
broke
Billy,
his neck instantly, and then Billy's just staring at her glass-eyed. I'm like, dude.
Billy literally turns around and
I'm
goes,
here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Yeah, he literally does. And I'm like, man, give her a cuddle. Give her a hug. You know, she's clearly hating on Christmas for this reason, which he finally discovered why. Be nice. And he's just like, anyway, moving on.
anyway, we need to go to the theatre where they are.
Yeah.
Before they get to the theatre, the bar scene is arguably one of the greatest scenes in this movie. I love it. I used to have, when I was a kid, it was a wind. You remember the toys you used to wind up and then they used to move? Yes. Yeah. So I had a gremlin that was sat on a bar stool with a cigar and a beer, and it used to go.
Oh, that's cool.
I can't find it. I don't know where the hell it went. When we cleared up my mum's house, it's maybe at my sister's, but I searched my love for it for this episode, but I loved it. But that bar scene, there is so much reference to other movies and pop culture. It's just so good. Like there was a full-on flash dance scene in this movie.
That was my favorite. I loved that scene with the high socks and the proper 80s montage bit. I was like, this is brilliant.
Yeah. You've got the burglar one with like the face mask down.
Again, yeah, I love that. I love the burglar one with the gun. I was like, that's really, really cool. And I was like, oh, where's the female gremlin? But she didn't come till 2, does she?
No, but there is a female gremlin sat at the table with Stripes. So Stripes in the like Humphrey Bogart style, I'm the gangster. And
that was brilliant when he shoots the other gremlin when they're playing poker.
When he's cheating. And he's like, he sees that he's cheating, he's like, ha ha ha. And then he just looks at him and dead. But next to him, there is a female gremlin who's like all over him and like draped on his arm.
I didn't know that was a female one. I just thought it was Prison Rules.
Oh. And here we go, cancelled again. It's becoming a reoccurring. Do you know what I've realised? I've listened back to a lot of the show recently, and I've realised the closer we get to Christmas, like January, we are the most professional fucking podcast. We dive deep into like the lore of. We talk about soundtracks and scores, and then when we get to the end of the year, we're like, there's boobs in this. Fucking hell, Rolf Harris. Oh, Prison Rules. And it's like we reach a point in the year where we go, do you know what? Fuck it. It's December. No one's listening now. We'll say what we like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Should we talk about Disney and the hi-ho scene?
Yeah. And this was the first time on this watch where I picked up on the mouse ears of the silhouette of the gremlin in the audience. I was like, how have they gotten away with this?
Well, there's an argument to be made, which I'm sure would have been the argument that Steven Spielberg would have made if Disney come for him, going, "Well, Snow White is public domain, so fuck you. I'll do."
But
what
was
I
it
want.
at this point?
I think.
And again, it's like it's not necessarily that they're using the public domain of Snow White. They're using literal footage from the Disney movie.
Yeah,
and it can't have been public domain at this point because that movie probably only came out 20 years before Gremlins.
1939, Snow White.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's still not 100 years, is it? It's 100 years for public domain, is it not?
Yeah,
Century?
I think so.
Yeah.
Either that or they simply asked permission.
I can't imagine Disney being Disney at this era of time as well. The Disney movie that it was would have signed off.
Steven Spielberg can get the basically the accreditation society to sign off on full-ass murder in multiple movies and slap a PG on it. I reckon he can convince Disney to let him use 8 minutes of Snow White and a couple of mouse ears in a silhouette. I reckon he's got that. He would be the best car salesman of all time.
This is the thing. He's got more pull than Donald Trump. If ever you wanted world peace, you should just front Steven Spielberg to do it.
This is Spielberg there going, what we're going to do is we're going to have a massive war, but it's going to be PG-13, so no one's going to get hurt. And the whole world would go, fine, cool, yeah, we believe you. We believe everything you say, Mr. Spielberg.
Oh, brilliant. I hope before he dies, because he's getting on, he's Mr. Spielberg. I wish he would go away from the Indiana Jones bullshit and just go back to his roots and do some stuff like this. Like, give us some E.T. stuff, give us some Gremlin stuff.
Gremlins 3 is confirmed.
I still not have high hopes for that, to be honest with you.
Chris Columbus is directing, Steven Spielberg is producing. I have high hopes for that.
I don't think Chris Columbus is directing. I think it's been announced that he's not.
No, confirmed as director, writer-director. He's doing both.
Right, okay.
Joe Dante's not coming back.
Sorry, Joe Dante. That's Dante didn't direct either of these. It was, Columbus didn't direct either of these. It was
he wrote them. Too. Yeah, Columbus wrote them. He's writing and directing the third, with Spielberg producing. They've already confirmed it's going to be puppetry and animatronics and not CGI. And they've said that they're only making the movie now because they've got a script that will add to the story and add to the lore and actually give the fans something, as opposed to just doing a cash grab Gremlins movie, which they could have done 100 times over. So I'm kind of like, if they're coming from the right place and they want to genuinely tell a new story, like, I'm in for it. And Billy's old enough. Like, Billy could be old and have kids of his own. Billy might be like dying. Billy might have to hand over custody of Gremlins to some young kid.
Does what happens at the end of 2? Because I can't remember. Does Gizmo stay with? I don't know how Gizmo ends up back with Billy in the second one.
They destroy the old china shop to build their tower block, and the old man dies, and Gizmo gets caught in the lab. And then Billy rescues him, and at the end of the movie, him and Billy and Kate leave together.
Right, okay.
So Kate and Billy become the new custodians of Gizmo.
Right.
But in the next movie, who knows? It could be anyone.
So he's had him twice. He's fucked it royally twice.
Yeah, and now he's going to fuck it for a third time 40 years later. Perfect.
Yeah, okay. I'm in.
Stripe, I don't think is the best villain. I think focusing on one, I think they should have just focused on them being the, when they're the mob, they're scarier than when it's just Stripe.
Yeah, I agree, but I do feel like it's important to have that central figure, the ringleader, because if they're just a mass swarm, the lack of individuality, like, that's one thing I will say that I do like more about the second movie than I do the first movie, is that there is a sense of importance between each individual gremlin. Like, you've got that really intelligent one that speaks, which I really, really like. And I think it is important to factor that variation in, because if they're just a swarm of zombies, if you will, as a prime example, compare them to a swarm of zombies, I feel like the lack of threat lowers quite substantially. So the fact that you've got Stripe there, who is the puppet master of this situation, and especially as it comes towards the end and he drifts away into the candy shop as if the theater explodes, and he tries to, like, shit, I need to build my army again. Without individuality within the characters, you wouldn't be able to have that sort of continuation, you know?
Yeah, I'd agree with that, actually. That's something I've never thought of before, but you're right. It needs to be a main villain within the group of. I just think that there's certain points in this movie they focus too much on him. And I find myself, especially like in the bar scene's a good example. And even the cinema, they focus very much on Stripe and what he's doing. And I'm not watching him anymore. I'm watching all of the other dickheads around him and the stupid, wild shit that they're doing. And I think had they pulled back a little bit from focus on him and just gone, look at how crazy this scene is. Like the bar scene, there's so much in there that most people will miss because they're focusing on like the poker game, and like all the stuff going on behind them is equally as interesting as him shooting the guy with the cards.
You say that though, but in what, especially on my experience with watching it, I didn't feel that he drew any sense of purpose away from any other particular scene. I mean, that poker scene's as short as all the other snippets. It's as short as a Footloose scene. It's as short as a masked guy with the shot with the gun as Kate tries to escape. You know, I don't like, he's in that moment and he's there within that scene, but it's never focused upon any more than any of the other quick jokes and short scenes that are there. Like, it's not like it flashes back and forth from Stripe. You know, the bar scene happens and you have serious segments that go on throughout it, and Stripe's one of the 10, let's say. And same with the theater scene. Stripe's there within the theater, and there's apart from the fact where maybe more so in the theater scene because he has his moment amongst the rest of the moments, but then it comes back to him again because he needs to leave. So he needs to leave because he's run out of popcorn. There's no popcorn in the dispenser, hence why he can escape that scene to then when it blows up, he's not there. So maybe more so in the theater scene. I think the problem with that particular issue you have is the fact that this all tends to go to shit with 20-30 minutes left of the movie. So by the time we do get to all this chaos, which is thoroughly entertaining, it feels very short-lived. You know, I would have liked a lot more of that very early on, but that's not to pull away from anything that happens earlier on either, because I feel like it's all very well paced and the story that's presented to us is very, very relevant within the movie. I wouldn't want to detract anything from the build-up, but I also would like to extend the ending of it a little bit more to create a little bit more variation.
Yeah, you could have stuck 10 minutes on this runtime and I would not have given two shits.
This could have been, I mean, to be fair, it's an hour and 40 something. It's not a 90-minute movie. It is quite a lengthy movie, but I could have taken 2 hours of this all day long.
Yeah, easily. And like, I think one thing I really like in this is the mum scene. Like the mum, when the mum realizes the gremlins are about and she gets the knife and then viciously murders multiple gremlins. Like she sticks one in the blender.
That was brilliant.
Fucking brilliant. Guts and goo everywhere. And then she full on like Michael Myers one. Like fucking like
the microwave one's really, really cool as well.
The one that she stabbed, the only thing that would have made it better is she'd literally pinned it to one of the cupboards and just watched the life drain out of it. That I honestly reckon you would have like your head would have just gone if that had happened.
I'd have loved it. I think one of the most hilarious ones for me is with the Christmas tree where they attack her out the tree, and it is very clearly a guy in a Christmas tree costume that just rugby tackles her to the floor.
And again, like that whole scene, I love the scene in the the little mini mall that they're in.
Yep.
Where they go and like get weapons, and there's like one of it. He's got a chainsaw. Gizmo driving the car, like where he goes past the dog and beeps the horn, and the dog genuinely jumps. Like you can't fake that. There's a dog they stuck in a shopping center. It's walking along, and then some fucker drove Gizmo in a radio controlled car up behind him and beeped him a horn and beeped him to get that effect. And I'm like, oh, it's a bit mean, but it works, and I love it.
Yeah, great. I love Gizmo in the pink car. It's fantastic. And again, like I watched this scene and I was like, he goes full Rambo in part 2, and that's fucking mega.
Yeah,
part 2 is not as good a movie as this one, but there's so many great elements about part 2 that are missing from this. You know, I love his Rambo bits in part 2.
The whole watching the video and the training and then making the bow and arrow out of the paper
so
clip
good.
and the elastic, amazing. And then when he like pops out the air duct, he's like,
yeah. It's brilliant. Oh man, maybe I should give part 2 another chance.
I genuinely like somewhere near New Year's when you're having a couple of beers, stick Gremlins 2 on. If you can be 6 or 7 deep by the time the Gremlins actually come out and the basically the whole thing falls apart. Like if you could be 6 or 7 beers deep at that point, you're like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Like,
I think the thing is, for me, like a lot of the stuff and a lot of the humor that is presented in part 2 didn't resonate with me as a child, as a teenager watching those movies, because I probably didn't get a lot of the references or jokes. I think maybe going back now as an adult, a lot of those things would be a lot more, oh, that's why that does that. Or, oh, that's funny because of this. You know, a lot of the stuff I probably missed as a kid, and that tinted my sort of love for the movie. There was a lot of it I probably didn't get or understand. So I think maybe going back now, I would maybe have a different. I'll do that this year. I'll put Gremlins 2 on probably the first time in 10 years, and I'll sit down and watch it and see how I respond this time around.
Yeah, do and report back. I'm disappointed, but I hate the ending of this where they take Gizmo away. I understand they're not ready for Gizmo, but as a kid, this like broke my heart. Where he pops up, it's like, bye, Billy. I'm like, no, don't take him away. And even now, like this watch, I watched it and I'm like, do you know what? Billy fucked up, his dad fucked up, but they resolved the issue. Gizmo's okay. They're like, they know what happens now, so they're prepared to make it not happen again. And just this random China dude turns up and is like, yes, you are not ready. Gizmo comes with me.
But they're not. I agree with him, though. I agree. They're not.
Did you not think after the events of this film, they've learned enough to keep Gizmo in this little town?
No,
keep
I
him
don't
safe?
think so at all. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I don't think Gizmo as a creature is something that should be accessible to humans as a pet in that form. You can see the chaos that ensues from it, and human error is a constant. And I just think I agree with the ending. I do feel like he should have gone back with the Chinaman. I mean, he gets him again for a second time, and look at what the fuck happened. Never mind. Oh, he's learned his lesson. We got part 2. We know he hasn't.
To be fair to him, in part 2, it's not him that causes it. It's the scientists in the building that cause it.
But again, human error. Take him back with the Chinaman and put him in his cage. You know, he was clearly happy before singing his little songs.
He was. Oh, it's sad.
I do love. One of my favorite scenes in this movie is this ending when Mr. Miyagi walks off down the street. Because you know me, I'm a big lover of artwork in cooperation with real life. It's my favorite part of Hellraiser 2. And I love the old school Dracula movies and stuff for it, where they do artistry and then they have like an actor walk, like as if it's like a drawn soundstage.
Yeah.
And I just think it's such a beautiful shot at the end as he's walking down the snowy street and all the buildings are painted, but they have actual Christmas lights and stuff intertwined with it. It looks fantastic. I love it so much. It's such a nostalgia hit for me. I don't know why, but I seem to have resonate with that kind of era of visuals for some reason.
Yeah, I find this whole movie for me is just pure nostalgia. Like it's the same as you. As soon as I put it on and I hear the music, I'm like, I'm feeling Christmassy now. And then like when the dad brings Gizmo home, I'm like fucking fully in. And then when things start going wrong, I'm like I know every beat of this movie, from the fucking Mrs. Deagle in the bank being attacked by the dog to the gremlin stringing the dog up, right through to the conclusion. I could pretty much recite probably 80% of this movie. I could reenact the movie. I've watched it so many times.
Oh yeah, I didn't need to do any prep for this episode tonight.
No, but every single time I watch it, I walk away going, I feel like I need to get some mulled wine out. I need to make sure the Christmas tree lights are on. Like I'm Christmassy now.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about before we go to a break?
Nope.
Okay, well, let's do it.
Yeah. YRP in the building, we run this. Turn the volume up. It's the network mix. Let's go. Yeah, welcome to the network where the vibes don't stop. Movies 4 days coming through with that cinema drop. NLK the horror nerd creeping in real slow, breaking down every creature that you wish you didn't know. The We Pop Monster, yeah, yo, they wild with the takes, digging through the movie bins, finding classics, finding fakes, and the deadbeats show up with that human non-stop, dropping jokes so dead they resurrect at the top. This the You Run Network, yeah, we run that. Every single show hits hard like a comeback. Turn your speakers up, let the whole crew blast. From horror to humor, we got that. We run 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 that. Then it's you gonna eat that crust, bro, say less. Cause the stories they serving bring the chaos, no stress. What the fuck you doing? Got the question of the day. Making life's weird moments sound okay in their own way. Pop culture reflections, look back with precision. Breaking down the past like a cultural incision. And video tatties, man, they cook and review. Serving hot takes, crispy with that VHS groove. This the You Run Network, yeah, we run that. Every single show hits hard like a comeback. Turn your speakers up, let the whole crew blast. From horror to humor, we got that. We run 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 that. The reaction shot fired. straight from the hip. Instant takes, real opinions, they never lose grip. While under the floorboards, creeping under your skin, finding horror in the places you ain't never been. Between a facts, crack knowledge like a code, dropping truth bombs steady while they lighten up the load. And paranormal misfits, so they ghost hunt slick. If the spirits wanna play, they better come quick. Bark and friends do Red Dwarf, that space age vibe, breaking down the smeg within the galactic pride. Horror nerd experience, fear serve deluxe. If you think you've seen it all, they say no, try your luck. Yeah, fans of the dead, keep the fright flame lit. Talking slashers, monsters, all the cult classic hits. Podcasts in the woods, don't wander off the track, cause the creatures in the trees might never let you back. Yeah, the girl and the gay bring the truth, no pretend. With charisma and chaos from beginning to the end. Last up, release date, rewind, time traveling tight, breaking down the movies that dropped on opening night. Yeah, this the You Run Network, we unstoppable. Every single show on the list, phenomenal. Tap in, tune in, let the playlist play, cause the network runs wild every night, every day. You Run Network, we unstoppable. Every single show on the list, phenomenal. Tap in, tune in, let the playlist play, cause the network runs wild every night, every day. YRP, we run that, we run that. Woo! We run that, we run that.
Man. Wow, that was cool. I like that.
A huge shout out to What the Fuck Are You Doing podcast for putting that together for us. That was an extended ad break purely because they made that. I asked them to make an AI generated You Run Network track, and that's what they come back with.
Wow, that was fucking awesome, dude. I was vibing then, mate. I love that. That is so cool.
I could see you because when we record, I can see you on the camera, and you're there like,
mate. That was fire, man. There was verses in that. I was like, what?
It's fucking amazing.
Maybe we should have we should move away from the rock intro. I would like our intro to be like that, you know.
Yeah, well, we'll New Year, people will find out. Go and check out all the members of the You Run Podcast Network at yourunpodcast.com. We forgot to do Mark's recommended account of the week, but we had an extended intro this week, or advert this week, so we're not going to do it, which means Mark can save it till the new year. Mark gets 2 weeks off.
It's less work.
Also, make sure you check us out on socials. We're at You Run Podcast everywhere. On Instagram, Mark is at VHS from the Crypts and at Reviews from the Crypts, where he brings you VHS nostalgia, and he brings you movie reviews that are just as good as they are here, but they're written instead of spoken. Also, patreon.com/You Run Podcast, where you get 7 videos per week. You get an episode of this, you get 3 Patreon exclusives, you get 4 early drops of YouTube videos, plus this show comes out the Thursday before it's released to the rest of the world. Patreon.com/You Run Podcast. Literally for £1.99, you can get 6 days a week content. If you pay the next one up, you get 7 days a week content, and you also get additional shows in You Run Extra and True Crime Extra. And True Crime is now available an entire month before it's available. So I cannot emphasize enough, give us your money. I mean, go to patreon.com/You Run Podcast. Let's do some wonderful movie facts.
I love you, but I don't want your objects inside of me.
Where do you get this shit?
Just don't ask. The set of the set of Kingston Falls is exactly the same as the set of Back to the Future from 1985. Both films are filmed on the back lot of Universal Studios, and there are lots of scenes where you go, oh, that's the diner. That's if you look at this properly against Back to the Future, it's exactly the same. Do you know what Mogwai means in Cantonese?
No. And I don't know if I want to know this, because is this going to ruin every time I watch this movie?
No, I think it's really good. It means devil, demon, or gremlin.
Oh, so it means gremlins.
Basically. So they had an early attempt at this movie where they decided to dress monkeys in gremlin costumes.
Oh, please tell me there's footage somewhere of this.
I'm on it. Let's put it that way. Basically, they stuck the gremlin head on the monkey, and the monkey had the biggest fucking meltdown in the world. And
I can imagine so, yeah.
Destroyed whatever set they had it on, and then apparently Steven Spielberg went, "Do you know what? I don't think it's a good idea. Maybe we should use animatronics instead. It might be safer."
Dude, before we go any further, do you have like a trash can or something near your foot?
No,
You keep donging something.
I dong the microphone.
It's the spring on your microphone.
It's the spring. I keep touching it because I've moved the mic.
Stop being handsy.
I'll sit on my hands. 1984 was an incredible year for movies because this and Ghostbusters were released on the same day worldwide.
No. Wow.
What day to be alive.
That is fucking awesome, man. That is so cool.
Like
you don't get shit like that these days because people
don't
want to compete. Yeah, they don't want to compete, or they'll pull it back a couple of months, and hence why we haven't got Mortal Kombat 2 yet. Oh man, what a fucking day. I always love shit like that where you like look at old vintage like cinema billboards where they used to put on with tiles, and it's like Predator, and then like two other fucking fantastic movies like out in the same week. I'm like, wow, how is that out at the same time?
Could you imagine though going opening night going, I'm going to watch Gremlins, then I'm going to come out and go for a wee, then I'm going to watch Ghostbusters. Could you imagine the feeling when you walked out of that cinema? It must have been like, I have just had the best experience of my entire life in a cinema. It's never going to be topped. Like, that is perfect.
Yeah, amazing. Absolutely. Do you know what? I've thought sometimes about a change of career, and I think I would like a job. If I ever change career, I think I would go for a job working in a cinema.
Yeah.
Because they get access to merch. So like all those cardboard cutouts and that you see in the cinema,
the posters. Yeah.
It's a bit annoying these days because it's all electronic. There is like I went to the cinema, I took Margot to go watch Zootropolis or Zootopia or whatever it's called, Zootopia 2 last Saturday, and they had this big, massive cardboard cutout for Scream 7. Like it would fill this room if I was to take it, you know. And I was like, "That's fucking awesome. Who gets that? Who gets that? Where does that go?"
The staff get it, but you can go to your local cinema and speak to them, and if they've got spare posters, they will give them to you.
No, motherfuckers, right? So they did this when Halloween Ends was coming out. Or it might have been Kills. I can't remember which one of the two it was. And I did this, and I asked, and I said, "Man, is there any chance I can get one of the billboard posters?" He's like, "Oh, well, we're running a bid system for it." It's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, well, there's a form here. You write your name and your telephone number, and you put your bid in, and then the highest bid gets it. But like, you don't see what other people are thinking." So like, I obviously was like, "Oh, well, I'll give you £10 for it," you know. And then obviously the person who's put the highest number then gets the big put, because I think they don't have like 6 or 7 of them like they used to, or if they do, maybe the staff get so many and they have one that they can give away. I didn't win it, in case you could tell, because it's not up on the wall. But yeah, I was like, "Oh, dude, is there any chance?" And I knew the kid as well working there. I was like, "Is there any chance I can get one of these posters?" He's like, "Yeah, we're doing this bid system for it." I was like, "You fucking greedy bastards, man."
That's really shit.
Yeah.
This film was originally intended to be a horror movie. So Chris Columbus' script was dark. Like, if you think Gremlins is dark, like Steven Spielberg cut this down to get a PG. The original version had Gremlins killing the dog and cutting off the mum's head and rolling it down the stairs. Those scenes were never shot because basically Joe Dante, Warner Brothers, and Steven Spielberg all sat down together and went, "It's really cool, but like, you can't. Can you stick a PG on that?" And Warner Brothers just shook their head to Spielberg. "Well, we're gonna have to bin that off." And Joe Dante went, "Yeah, it's kind of a Christmas film. Like, I don't want to be the bummer here, but like, we want people to be like nostalgically attached to it, not just remember the bit where we decapitated a mum and threw her head down the stairs."
To be fair, though, I feel if anybody could get it through, it would have been Steven.
I reckon he could do it now. The Gizmo puppet in particular was really bad. It didn't, like, think Jaws level of shit, and didn't work. It was so bad that basically the production cast who worked on Gizmo complained so much they agreed to put the scene in where Gizmo is being tortured. and he's put on the wall and they throw darts at him. That scene came from a list that they had on set created by the people who worked on Gizmo, and it was affectionately known as the horrible things to do to Gizmo list. That was passed around, and they all wrote something horrible and then gave it back to Steven Spielberg and Joe Dante, who picked one.
That's brilliant.
Apparently,
the thing again is, like, there's one thing that I really picked up on this watch that I never usually do is the transitional scenes.
Yeah.
From like Billy picking him up to placing him down and the puppet then taking control. Like the one that got me the most was the one where he fell in the trash can. And he's upside down with his legs like that, and then the camera swoops away to the point where Billy then swaps it to put it on his own arm as he's holding it. So I was like, yeah, I know what you've done there. I never picked up on that in the 80s, but I get it now.
Gizmo was so bad, it broke down for over 17 hours, but Steven Spielberg and Joe Dante wouldn't let anyone leave set. So people were literally asleep in chairs on set waiting for Gizmo to be repaired to film a scene.
Oh, man. I appreciate his continuity, though.
Yeah, like, no, you can't go because your hair will be different and you won't look the same. So you have to stay there. So they're just like, I'll just sit in the chair. How long are we going to be? Oh, probably another 9 hours. Really?
I can imagine at the time it was, it'll be 10, 15 minutes. We'll be back up and running 17 hours later.
Gizmo was the inspiration for Furby, the toy that terrorized the early 90s.
I had a Furby that looked, I got the color. So my Furby that I had was basically the color of Gizmo with the white belly. Yeah. It's on my daughter's Christmas list this year. But there's so much more of a further advanced than what they were back then. Like mine didn't do fuck all, you know. No. And he was like, oh yeah, because he had those love heart things on the head. It's like, oh, if your friends got one, you put them together. They don't talk when you put them together, especially in the 90s when I had one. It didn't do shit. But nowadays, it's like having an Alexa and a teddy bear. I was like, I don't know how comfortable I am with this creepy shit in my house.
See, I think you should get it. So when you're recording, it sits there and goes, Mark.
But that's the thing. They talk now. Like before, mine just did like, it
gibberish.
Didn't talk. They didn't talk. They just did like chirping noises and things like that, and giggles and maybe occasionally sneezed. But now they say words and stuff, and I'm like, that's weird. That I don't know. And they learn as well. I'm like, no.
McDonald's had a scene removed from this movie. The original script contained a scene where gremlins attacked a McDonald's and ate the customers instead of the food.
Well, did they come crawling back in part 2, or did Burger King swoop in?
Burger King swooped in. Burger King were the ones in there.
Yeah, I thought it was the Burger King one.
The colouring in Gizmo, including the white patch of fur around the right eye, is modelled off of one of Steven Spielberg's own dogs.
Oh, that's nice.
Really nice. So speaking of the dog, Mushroom, who played Billy's dog, is also Lance Henriksen's dog in the horror movie Pumpkinhead.
I've not seen Pumpkinhead, you know. That's one movie that
I
need to get that on the show. Get it on the show.
I'm going to poll it as soon as possible because that movie is fucking awesome.
Yeah, and there's like 12 of them as well.
You only need 1 and 3. Everything else just it's a little bit like Halloween. There's only 2.
No. Oh god.
This cost $11 million to make.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
What did it make worldwide box office?
164 million. That's
what blows my mind about the Gremlins franchise is the fact that there is only 2 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, mega, like 164 million just in the box office in its initial release. That doesn't include re-releases, doesn't include physical media, doesn't include the literally mountains and mountains and mountains of merchandise and toys that come on the back of this. I reckon this must have made way north of 700 million total.
Oh, you're pushing billions, I think.
Yeah, it made so much money. We have some voicemails. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the attack on you or the attack on me?
I feel like you say this every week, and then usually the attack on you somehow finds its way to be attack on me as well.
No. This week it's fully me.
Right. let's get you out of the way then. Let's get you out of the way, and then I can prepare myself for the onslaught that I'm going to get, I'm sure.
Okay.
Just listening to the end of Dead Snow and realized that I had sent that voice message and also forgot that I asked about Granny, but like also Mark.
Hold on, I'm going to pause it.
I was going to say, I thought this was for you.
Yeah, in fact, they're all for you this week. Anyway, let's carry on.
You know, your love is lazy. Like, you should put more effort into your love for me. I'm your American friend. So, like, come on. Come on. I'm your bestie. You might not want to admit it. That's fine. I don't care. But, I mean, I thought that you loved me more than that. And I guess I'll just, I don't know. I guess I'll just cry. I'll just keep crying until Granny gets in my mailbox. But anyways, Nightmare Before Christmas. Well, then I guess I'll see what excuse he had on that episode. But obviously, can I listen to it yet? I forget on the Patreon. I never remember that I'm a member of it and that I can have access to it. My life is very chaotic, guys. Okay, bye.
Heather, I do love you, and you are my bestie, and I sincerely apologise. And as Scott has mentioned many times on this show, I live in Hobbiton. I have a post office, but I work, so like by the time I finish work, the post office is always shut. It's here and it's packaged, it's ready to go to you, and I promise you, it's yours, and I will send it to you. I swear to God, it's not going anywhere else. It's just getting the time to get there.
The problem Mark has is he needs to go through the mines of Moria, across Mordor to get to his post office to send it.
And even then, even if I went, I've been before like midday sometimes, and the fuckers are still shut. And I'm like, how would like? And the problem I have is like 9 times out of 10, I can just go to there's a post box at the top of my street, but because it's going to the USA, it's all bubble wrapped and super protected.
Yeah.
The package doesn't fit through the hole, and I'm like, fuck. And you can't just bang a stamp on a normal package to send to America. You have to go to the post office to send it. So it's yours, Heather, and Christmas is coming up. I've got loads of time off. It'll be in the post in the next week or so, I promise.
Yeah, I had a thing. I had to post something for work. I went to the post office at like, I don't know, 1:30 on a Wednesday. Honest to God, it was like a scene from Jurassic Park. There was 100 people in front of me that had a combined age of 16 million. They were all drawing out. They were all taking out like £10 to go across the road to Costa. And I'm like, there's a cash point outside, but they want to deal with a person. And I get it. They're old and they're not used to.
It's not just because they're old. I like to deal with people. I'm not one of those. I'm a very much if it's not a person, I'm not interested. I get phone calls all the time, and I've probably missed out on some fantastic offers. Do you know why people ring you and it's like, "Hi, we're representatives of EE Mobile, and you could get discount on your bill on this brand new snazzy phone." I'm like, "No, I'll go into the shop."
Yeah, I'm a little bit like that as well, but like, I will use a cash point. In fact, the next two are kind of an attack on both of us, so we'll stomach these out together. Are you ready?
It's got to be me again, isn't it?
No, this is both of us.
Hey guys, Skelly. Now, I'm halfway through the episode. My first and biggest gripe is, why the fuck was I not asked to be on this episode? I could have answered so many of your goddamn questions. Now I have to do back and forth with you to try to let you guys know what's what, blah, blah, blah. Now I've got that out of my system. No, I do not care about Sally. I couldn't give a piss. I agree. Jack is not a narcissist. How dare. Oogie totally kicks ass. Absolutely. And it's a Henry Selick film. Sorry. Sue me world. But, yeah, you guys clearly didn't listen to when I was on the Girl and the Gay podcast with Becky, explaining my thoughts on that. But no. How dare you not have me in this episode? You've been saying you want to have me back, and the one episode of all episodes, it was this one. You're all in trouble.
See, it wouldn't have been right to have her on this episode purely based on the fact that I would have tiptoed around it because I wouldn't want it to cause offence.
Yeah, see, I messaged Skelly, and let's be honest, you and me being open with the listeners now, the reason we didn't have Skelly on is because we're kind of up against it a little bit.
Yeah.
We're like, we'll squeeze 2 in tonight. Can we do 1 in 3 days' time to get through till the new year?
Yeah, we're walking a wire at the moment. I'll be honest with you. Life is life. But also at the same time, if you'd have said to me, Skelly's coming on for this episode, I would have phoned in sick because I would not have been able to be my genuine self and be like, sorry, Skelly, but this movie's dog shit.
Well, Skelly was only halfway through the episode at this point.
Oh,
Skelly
shit.
called back.
Okay, guys, I finished the episode. So a couple of points of reference. Watch my watch party episode with Video Tasties, Gareth. Shout out. I dispense a lot of information and maybe answer some questions. Listen to my episode with Becky and Jay for Girl and Gay podcast for my perspectives on stuff like that too. And I'm not going to shit on y'all. Honestly, if you didn't like it, you didn't like it. As I said on the Girl and Gay podcast, you know, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I'm not one of those crazy fans that are like, oh, you have to like it because I like it. No. It resonated incredibly well with me at the age. I saw it when it came out on VHS in Australia. I fell in love with it instantly. It's just, for me, there's a lot to it as to why I love it. One of the main reasons has been my one constant. I'd have to say, like, there's so many factors, so many things. So if, Mark, you would like to message me, please do. I'm happy to have a very lengthy discussion and answer any questions you have. And if you didn't like it, oh well, you know, like, you gave it a shot, you didn't like it, bleh. Boo-hoo. I don't care. But I love the episode, guys, and looking forward to the next ones. Bye!
I love how she says, I'm not one of those crazies. And then in my head, I just visualize, you know, when you see in like a movie where someone's on the brink and their eye just starts like twitching. I was like, that's just visual. I just visualize Skelly just say like, I'm not one of the crazy fans.
I'm not one of the crazy fans. And then she kicks Brad across the fucking living room. Boom.
No, but at the same time, do you know what you said then about how it's your one, what was the word she used?
Constant.
Your one constant. I get that because I have a couple of those, Halloween 4 and Deep Blue Sea being one of them. I know in my heart of hearts that they're not perfect movies, but to me, I will die on the Titanic with them. You know, like, they're my movies, you know, they're what put me in a good place and they're what brings me joy and happiness. And if I'm feeling shit and down and I'm like, I just need to switch off and enjoy my life, I'll watch either of those movies and I will recharge my batteries, if you will. So I get it from that perspective. And again, we weren't shitting on the movie necessarily, you know, we just picked it apart like we do any other episode on the podcast.
And I think Skelly's unique in a lot of fans, so a lot of fans would have just fucking come for our throat. And Skelly very much is like us, like, if you like it, great, really happy you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm not going to make you like it. Like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. And that's the best way you should be. The amount of people I see, especially on fucking TikTok, who are like, this is the greatest movie ever, I love it. And I'll be like, well, I didn't enjoy it as much as you because of this, this, and this. And they're like, you're a fucking idiot. You know nothing about movies. How can you be a Halloween fan and not like this? I used Halloween fans because 9 times out of 10 it is a Halloween fan that's like, how the fuck can you not like Halloween 4? Either that or it's a Deep Blue Sea fan. How can you not like
I
Deep
feel like
Blue
this
Sea?
is an attack on me now. Like, I feel like you're just coming for me in this moment.
It kind of is. I've transitioned. Let's do. We put out a new one this week. We went with tell me what they are watching. Wrong answers only. I despair with all of you. It starts okay and then it slowly descends into chaos to the point that the last one, I'm going to leave all of you to go Google it because I refuse to say it on the air. The first one, they're watching Critters. Perfect. That's from Nick Shiesty. Happy with that. Morning Funnies. 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Why does that keep coming up on this show?
I don't know. Heather, I love you, Heather, but please stop coming after my movie. Wednesday Wine and Horror says they're watching Gremlins too. Gareth, again, Video Tasties. They're watching anything starring Mia Goth.
I don't understand the Mia Goth hate at the moment. It's a weird time we're living in because she's fantastic.
Gareth despises her. Like, if you want to wind Gareth up, send him a message going, this new film coming out of Mia Goth, and just watch the fucking carnage in the reply. It's amazing.
I don't get the hate. I think she's fantastic. She's
I
such a
do too.
versatile actress. I think she's really, really good.
Mr. Cremone, obviously, definitely a listener to this show. Sharknado, and those faces, they kind of work for Sharknado.
They do.
Frodo Man 76, Cannibal Holocaust. XX Pearl XX, the ending of Sleepaway Camp. The Girl and the Gay podcast, Wicked. Poor Gizmo didn't realize how long and how shit that movie would be.
I'm assuming that's Beck writing that, not Jer.
It could be either, to be fair. Skellington fan, well, again, another nostalgia. Are you all like in my movie collection going, what does Scott like? Let's shit on that. Waterworld.
I love Waterworld.
So do I. It's so good.
Waterworld is fantastic, man. That movie bombed so hard, and I don't understand why.
No, I don't. It was like Mad Max in the sea.
Yeah, Dennis Hopper's fantastic in that movie. Kevin Costner's fantastic in that movie. I love it. It is such a fucking wide. I love the lore building that goes into Waterworld, and it looks fantastic as well.
It does. And the bit when he goes fishing and just fucking jumps in with a double-sided spear and spears a fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool. Oh, we should do what. When we did action, why didn't we do fucking Waterworld?
I don't know, because it would have been really good. And the final one, Ray Penny Body. This is his exact comment, and you can all do your own Googling. Mark, if you'd like to get your Google up now so you can Google. You cannot say what it comes up on screen when you Google it. They are watching that space movie that was made in 1992, but I can't remember the name though. Just type Spaceman movie 1992. We'll just wait for Mark.
Is that an actual movie?
It is, and everyone could go Google it. We can't say that on the air. We're not going to address that any further than that.
No way.
Yeah.
I will watch that movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it blew my mind.
It's got a 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb.
What genre does it fall in? Does it fall in horror? Because if it does, I'll poll it.
Dude, the advertising for this alone. Where's the? I don't know where. Somebody's give it an 8 out of 10. Much better than Star Wars.
Fuck off.
I mean, hey, look, I'm just reading some of the reviews. I'll read the caption. Much better than Star Wars. Monumentous event in film history. Fam loved it. Universal male domination. It's about context, people. And they were the headlines for the 4 reviews that I can see on IMDb. But again, 5.8 out of 10.
Yeah, so go and Google Space Movie from 1992. I tell you what, let us know in the comments on Spotify or YouTube what movie that is, because that'll be funny as fuck as the YouTube algorithm goes, what on earth is everyone commenting? We're going to play a new game this week. It is brand spanking new. We have never played it before. It is called Play by the Rules. Me and Mark are going to go back and forth. And what we're going to do,
I hate these games because we don't work well together in this situation.
We're going to use celebrities, movies, or characters, and they have to be linked. For example, if I said Ghostbusters, you'd say Bill Murray. I would say
answer.
Yeah, I would say Garfield. You would say whatever, and we'll work our way through.
Yeah, but can I? If you said Garfield, could I just say cat, or is that not allowed?
No, that's not allowed. It's got to be a character. You could say like Mufasa. Right, that's still a cat, but it's got to be a character, a celebrity, or a movie. Those are the only 3.
At this. I know I'm going to be terrible at this.
It must be a fast response. Not taking too long. Going no duplicate people, no duplicate films. No, I donged it again. Sorry, no duplicate.
Donging the microphone.
The goal is to reach 15 links, and we get 3 attempts.
Right. Okay. I think we can nail this in 1. I'll do my best.
Yeah, so I'm going to let you start. You pick a starting point for this.
No, I can't do the start. I can't.
Okay.
You start. I'm thinking too much now.
Okay, well, I'll start, and I'll start with Gremlins.
Jaws.
Steven Spielberg.
E.T.
Drew Barrymore,
Charlie's Angels,
Cameron Diaz,
The Mask,
Jim Carrey,
Dumb and Dumber.
Fuck, I've lost it.
See, I'm just listing films, so I'm bouncing back. You're naming actors, and I'm naming the film they're in.
Yeah, okay, right. You can start this time. We got to 8 that time.
Oh, you're actually keeping count. Right, okay.
I am. It's a very high tech method. Like my hands are here, they're down the sides, and I'm going 1.
Right. Christmas. Jack Frost.
Fucked it
Snowman
already.
would have worked.
No, Snowman's not a movie.
No, but it's a character in the Snowman.
Oh yeah, well, I fucked it.
Fuck yourself there now.
That's just 2 goes. We've burnt 2 goes now. We're on our final attempt.
Right, okay. You start. Let's do this properly.
Okay. Donald Pleasance.
Dr. Loomis.
Michael Myers.
Halloween.
Tales of Halloween.
Where do I go from there? I can't think of a single character from Tales of Halloween that would tie back to that tag.
Well, that's us done with that.
No. Let's do one more time because the second attempt you fucked it with Snowman. One more.
Okay. Am I going first or are you?
Yeah,
going
you go.
first?
You go first. You go first.
Right. Okay. I've got a great one. Simon Pegg.
Zombies.
Nick Frost.
Paul.
Alien.
Sigourney Weaver.
Lance Henriksen.
Pumpkinhead.
Jack Skellington. Jack Skellington.
Christmas. Nightmare Before Christmas. If Christmas is a general, is not allowed.
Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, that's fine. Christmas, Bloody Christmas.
I've not seen that. Oh, robots. Did I get it?
We're done. Let's move on.
Fucking see what I mean? We're terrible as a team.
Do you want to round this up first, or would you like me to take the wheel?
I'll go first because you're just going to gush like fuck. So for me, Gremlins is not a movie that I necessarily attach myself with so closely growing up. I watched it, don't get me wrong, and I loved it when I did watch it back in the day. However, it's a movie that I've grown to appreciate more as I've got older. I love the practical effects works that I used, and even though the more dated aspects of it are more prevalent now than they ever were, I tend to find myself enjoying those aspects a little bit more. The moments where I can capture how it's done or the puppetry behind it, or I can find out the transition scenes. And I know I've picked those bits out earlier on in this review, but it's only because I enjoy those aspects when watching it because I love movies and I love movie making. So to pick up on those as an adult, something that went totally over my head as a kid, is really enjoyable for me on a rewatch. I don't know how the fuck this managed to get through as a PG children's movie, because it is very far from it. There is so much about this that resonates with general sort of creature feature horror movies. Some of the scenes are really, really intense. But I think that's probably why it's still such a enjoyable movie for me as an adult, because even though you've got that Home Alone innocence about it, it still is very much a dark creature feature movie. The jokes that went way over my head back in the day are a lot more enjoyable now as an adult, and I think it's just one of those movies that was generally aimed at adults when it came out, but they just wanted to market it so they could sell more tickets by making it accessible to children, which children clearly latched onto and shaped many of the people who watched it when it came out as movie fans. And
one of the reasons I love horror today, Gremlins.
Exactly that. You know, and I don't feel like you get that these days with movies and cinema. I don't feel like the risk is there. I think everybody's so sensitive. And I say that as somebody who's already spent this episode telling you how I wouldn't let my children watch it. But I think back in the day when I was growing up, parents didn't give a fuck. You just watch what you want. I was watching Candyman at 9-10 years old, let alone Gremlins, you know.
Gremlins was like a real kids movie when we were 10.
Yeah. To the point where, like, at school, people were like, you got scared of Gremlins.
Yeah, like I watched someone get obliterated by a car into literally red mist in RoboCop, and then watch Gremlins to calm down afterwards.
Exactly. Hey, what a time to be alive, man. But I think in terms of overall movie making, it was beyond its years. It really was. It was such an impressive feat, and I think it still holds up to that level today. I think the writing and the script is nigh on perfect in terms of pacing and progression and storytelling and character development. I think the cast that are involved within this movie are brilliant. I don't have any issues with any of them in terms of performance. I have mentioned that I have issue with Billy in terms of his actual character. I don't think he warrants the hero complex that he gets towards the end of the film with the choices he's made throughout. But overall, it's just one of those movies that brings me utter joy when I watch it. As soon as I've mentioned that early, it's Christmas, the snow's coming down. It just, I just love it so much. As soon as I hear that song and I see that opening credit sequence where it's it's the aerial shot of the town. And again, that is the same shot from Back to the Future. It just, I know I'm in for such a good time. I love this movie. I will always love this movie. And I just think it's a perfect Christmas movie, especially for somebody who loves horror and wants that jolly feeling without being too. You get the horror aspects from this movie while still having the toned down, enjoyable Christmas feeling from it. You don't walk away from it feeling, whoa, that was a rough watch, or oh, Jesus Christ, that was a bit deep. It's just it caters to horror fans in such a light-hearted way that will make this stand the test of time for years to come. I think Gremlins is a perfect Christmas movie. I was so happy when it was picked in this poll, and my time spent with it this week was just such a good time. I love it. I don't know what else to say about it apart from Gremlins is flawless. It's a 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. When I first reviewed this with Lisa on the show way back when in 2019, I think, I gave this a 5 out of 5. It was flawless. Lisa gave it a 2.5 out of 5, and honestly, I nearly throttled her on the air.
Dude, mate, it's not too late to walk away. You know that, don't you?
On this rewatch, I still get all of the same feelings that I got first time I watched it. It's full of excitement. It's full of Christmas cheer. It's full of stupid, goofy behavior. And at its core, it's still a horror movie. I absolutely adore this. I'm not going to retread all the steps you've just taken and everything you've just said, but it is the ultimate Christmas horror movie, and I'll die on that hill.
Yep.
It gets a 5 out of 5. It is a perfectly scored movie. Again,
we're rounded out the year on a good stead, I think.
We are. Next week, we bring you the final polled movie of the year, which is going to be Anna and the Apocalypse. And we're going to announce who won and who will face the forfeit on the final episode of the year when we cover the Black Phone 2. No spoilers here.
We've already made this disclaimer. We last week told what the situation was. The announcement of Anna and the Apocalypse next week. If those of you who were listening last week will know how this is going to pan out for me.
I'm rather happy, but we'll discuss that.
I'm shocked. I am shocked to my very core.
I am shocked too. There may be a confession on the beginning of the next episode as to how I maybe influenced the voting.
Or you pulled the poll early as soon as you were in front. I know your game.
No. It ran a full 24 hours.
It
did. Don't say that on the air.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Rolf, calm down.
Can you guess what it is yet, kids? Right, on that note, we're out of here. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.
See you next week, guys.
It's 'cause time, it's the time to be afraid. It's 'cause it's time to talk about being named. And on this podcast of horror, we'll spread a little Christmas time. Watch a horror, then listen to a great fun review. You run past Christmas. You run podcast Christmas.
Beat that.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.